Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. The Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavad group welcomes everyone to the weekly Harikatha. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and all Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas. So, before we begin, as usual, we would like to start by mentioning the important upcoming dates. March 24th is Amlaki Vrata Ekadashi, and the fasting is on March 25th, Thursday, between 7:11 a.m. to 11:19 a.m. Also, March 25th is the disappearance day of Shri Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri took initiation in the Madhavacharya Sampradaya and had disciples such as Advaita Acharya and Ishwara Puri. It was Madhavendra Puri who introduced the conception of Madhurya Bhav or conjugal love into the Sampradaya. In this conception, the worship of Radha and Krishna in separation represents the highest level of devotional service. Therefore, according to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Madhavendra Puri stands at the beginning of the movement of Lord Chaitanya, who spread love of Godhead in the mood. Madhavendra Puri's Samadhi is in Remuna, Odisha. Also in Govardhan, the famous place as Jathipura is named after Srila Madhavendra Puripad. To him, the famous deity of Srinathji or Gopalji manifest at Govardhan near Govind Kund. We seek the blessings of Srila Madhavendra Puripad to do pure devotional service. So, in the last two sessions, Satchitananda Das Prabhuji has been speaking in detail and given some elaborate and detailed explanations about the reasons behind the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has explained like how everything emanates from this material and spiritual world emanates from Supreme Lord Nandanandan Krishna. And Prabhuji has given some nice examples about the different transcendental greeds of the Supreme Lord, how Lord Narayan had agreed to express his desire of chivalry. The greed of Lord Narsimha, seeing the happiness of Prahlad, manifested in all further incarnations of the Supreme Lord having parents. Also, Prabhuji explained in detail how in the incarnation of Sri Ramachandra, he could not experience the Sakyaras, the Madhuriras, and Vatsalyaras was not experienced to the full extent by Sri Ramachandra. Therefore, he appeared in the form of Nandanandana in Vrindavan. Also, Prabhuji spoke about the Sambram Sakyaras, which manifested in the friendship of Vibhishana and Sugriva with Lord Ramachandra, where there is still awe and reverence, and explained the difference of the Sambram Sakyaras and Vishram Sakyaras, where there is equality. Also, Prabhuji talked about the Madhurya Ras, where there are two major components in the Madhurya Ras, which is the union and separation. So every time there is separation, it increases the happiness of union. So it is termed as Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam, which increases the ocean of bliss. And the key thing in last session that Prabhuji mentioned was the three different reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested it. One was the external reason where he came to, where he appeared to preach the Yuga Dharma, the Samkirtan movement, and the internal reasons were to glorify the Madhurya Prema of Srimati Radharani and to taste his own sweetness. And Prabhuji also gave us a wonderful pastime of Srimati Radharani waiting for Shri Krishna to help understand the different types of prem in the Madhurya Ras. So now we request Prabhuji to commence part 3 of the session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Asim Prabhu. Very nicely summarized the last session. Continuing in the theme of this month being the appearance month of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, teachings of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Shikshashtakam, I would like to sing a bhajan and then I will be doing a little bit of kirtan. And thereafter, we will continue with our session. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Vanchakalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. पतित पावन निताई गौर सुंदर की जय. Bhajan please. This bhajan Pita Varna Kali Pavan, composed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that explains very nicely actually the Shikshashtakam through this Bengali song from the book Gitavali. पीतवर्ण कलि पावन गोरा गायया छान भाव विभोरा. पीतवर्ण कलि पावन गोरा गायया छान भाव विभोरा. हरि बोल. चित्त दर्पण परिमार्जनकारी कृष्ण कीर्तन जय चित्त बिहारी. चित्त दर्पण परिमार्जनकारी कृष्ण कीर्तन जय चित्त बिहारी. हेला भाव दावा निर्वापन वृत्ति कृष्ण कीर्तन जय क्लेश निवृत्ति भेला भाव दावा निर्वापन वृत्ति कृष्ण कीर्तन जय क्लेश निवृत्ति। श्रेयः कौमुद विदुज्योत्स्न प्रकाश कृष्ण कीर्तन जय भक्ति विलास। श्रेय कुमुद विदु ज्योत्स्ना प्रकाश कृष्ण कीर्तन जय भक्ति विलास। विशुद्ध विद्यावधु जीवन रूप कृष्ण कीर्तन जय सिद्ध स्वरूप। विशुद्ध विद्यावधु जीवन रूप कृष्ण कीर्तन जय सिद्ध स्वरूप। आनंद पयो निधि वर्धन कीरति कृष्ण कीर्तन जय प्लावन मूर्ति। आनंद पयो निधि वर्धन कीरति कृष्ण कीर्तन जय प्लावन मूर्ति। पड़े पड़े पीयूष स्वाद प्रदाता कृष्ण कीर्तन जय प्रेम विधाता। पड़े पड़े पीयूष स्वाद प्रदाता कृष्ण कीर्तन जय प्रेम विधाता। भक्ति विनोद स्वात्मा स्नपन विधान कृष्ण कीर्तन जय प्रेम निधान। भक्ति विनोद स्वात्मा स्नपन विधान कृष्ण कीर्तन जय प्रेम निधान। पीतवर्ण कली पावन गोरा गायायाचन भाव विभोर। पीतवर्ण कली पावन गोरा गायाय आचन भाव विभोरा। निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग गौर हरि। निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग गौर हरि। निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchitananda Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchitananda Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchitananda, Jaya Satchitananda, Jaya Satchitananda Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchitananda, Jaya Satchitananda, Jaya Satchitananda Gaura Hari. Jaya Satchitananda, Jaya Satchitananda, Jaya Satchitananda Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Karo Moh জগত সংসারে তোমা বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে তোমা বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে পতিত পাবন হেতু তব অবতার পতিত পাবন হেতু তব অবতার মো সমা পতিত প্রভু না পাইবে মো সমা পতিত প্রভু না পাইবে মো সমা পতিত প্রভু না পাইবে हा प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी हा प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी कृपा बलोकाना करो हा नित्यानंद नित्यानंद कृपा बलोकाना करो आमी बड़ दुखी कृपा बलोकाना करो आमी बड़ दुखी दया करो सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई दया करो सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई तव कृपा बोले पाई चैतन्य निताय तव कृपा बोले पाई चैतन्य तव कृपा बोले पाई चैतन्य निताय तव कृपा बोले पाई चैतन्य निताय हा स्वरूप सनातन रूप रघुनाथ हा स्वरूप सनातन रूप रघुनाथ प्रभु लोकनाथ भट्ट जुग श्री जीव प्रभु लोकनाथ भट्ट जुग श्री जीव प्रभु लोकनाथ दया करो श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास दया करो श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास रामचंद्र संग मांगे वैष्णवेरो संग मांगे रामचंद्र संग मांगे नरोत्तम दास रामचंद्र संग मांगे नरोत्तम दास वैष्णवेर संग मांगे अधम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे तोमा बिना के दयालु जगत संसारे तोमा बिना के दयालु जगत संसार हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल 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 निताई गौरा हरि बोल जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे राधे जय राधा रमण राधा रमण राधे राधे जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधे राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय ललिता विशाखा राधे श्याम। जय ललिता विशाखा राधे श्याम। जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। आराध्यो भगवान् व्रजेशतनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनम् रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण तया कल्पिता। श्रीमद्भागवतपुराणमयम् प्रेम पुमार्थो महान् श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतैलं नायत्र याग्रह परः। आजानुलम्बितो भुजौ कनकायविधातो संकीर्तनै पितरवो कमलाय ताक्षो। विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत प्रियकरो करुणायवतारो। नवनीरदनिन्दित कान्तिधरम् रसोसागर नागर भूपवरम् शुभवंकिमचारु शिखंड शिखिं भज कृष्ण निधिं व्रजराजसुतं राधिका सरोदयिन्दु निन्दिमुखमण्डली वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. On behalf of the Bhaktivedanta Bhagavad Group, I would like to welcome each one of you for this special Sunday program honoring the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by trying to dive deep into the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. May the words that emanate from my mouth be pleasing to Srila Prabhupada, to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya Gurus, Acharyas, and to Satchitananda Dasa. I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas who are present so that whatever I speak is something that we can all take home, meditate on the divine son of Sachi Mata, Shri Gaurahari, especially during this time of this divine auspicious month of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, in the beginning, during the announcements, Asim Kar Prabhu very nicely summarized the last session. Actually, the last two sessions were I would say, the foundation or the stage that I had set so that we can actually go deep into the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam starting today. So, I will start with the first verse of the Shri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. Now, even prior to going into the actual verse, maybe a little bit about the how this Chaitanya Shikshashtakam actually happened. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his last 12 years, when he was in the Gambira, in the house of Kashi Mishra in Jagannath Puri, there was a small room known as the Gambira, very, very small room, perhaps about 8 feet by 10 feet. And that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally performed his bhajan. Yes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Nanda Nandan, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he personally performed tapasya. He personally went into an internal mood to obtain a very, very amazing thing that was never, ever obtained before by any avatar or any personality of Godhead. And there was a lot of effort on part of the Supreme Lord, Nanda Nandan, to obtain what he wanted to obtain. So the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam can be viewed with two different facets or two different, we can say, lenses. Just like we have a lens fitted on our glasses or maybe on a telescope, like that, the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam can be viewed through two different lenses. The first lens or the first perspective would be the external perspective, which eventually will lead to the internal bhajan. And the second perspective of the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam is very personal, the personal sadhana or the personal mood of inner mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we had explained, the key verses that we had in the last session, and just to simply touch on them again, the reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So the external reason is to preach the Sankirtan. Ajanu lambita bujaus, kanakai avdato, Sankirtanai pitaro, kamalaya vishwambaro, dvijavaro, yuga dharma palo, vande jagat priyakaro, karuna avtaro. Chaitanya Krishna came down, Nandan from Golok Vrindavan, because when he went back after winding up his pastimes in Dwapar, at the end of Dwapar, where he had instructed the Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, and one of the most sublime instructions amongst many of the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshashyami Ma Sucha. Surrender unto me, O Arjun, do not fear. Give up all different kinds of varieties of dharma or religion that you may have, and simply surrender unto me. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. And the result will be that I will take care of all your reactions that, when we come to this material world, since time immemorial, it is called Anadikal. We cannot even say that we have been here for thousands of births or millions of births. We have been here since Anadikal. It's a Sanskrit word. Anadi means where there is no beginning, and Kal means time. So since time immemorial, since we cannot even count, we've been here in this material world simply taking birth again and again in different species of life based on our karma, 8,400,000 species of life. And when we get a human form of life, it is not necessary that we all take to bhakti. As a matter of fact, 99.99% of the people or the persons who have attained this human body do not take to the process of pure devotional service. So they are caught up in the karmic activities. And due to the karmic activities, at the end of their birth, they have to face the reactions of the karmic activities. And these reactions are never come to an end. They are a snowball. It's a domino effect. Whatever we do now, we are already preparing our next body. And the next body, and then it is so cumulative that it is just like, somebody who is in deep debt. A very simple example. Like nowadays, if we see credit cards, if you take, and if you don't pay off the credit card at the end of the month, when you get that card, you have that big contract in fine print where it says very clearly that that the 25% or 30% interest rate per annum will be charged to any outstanding balances. And then they also even tell you that even if you were to just pay the minimum payment of $10 a month or $20 a month, it would take you 25 years to finish that debt of maybe a debt of $10,000. Yes. So this is amazing. If you do the math, somebody who's good at it, you can calculate, like on a loan of $10,000 on a credit card company that charges 30%. And if you just pay $10 minimum, how many years it will take for us to pay back the principal? So similarly, the karmic activities are such that it takes forever. It's a revolving cycle known as the samsara. And Krishna has guaranteed one who has surrendered to him, he will take care of that karmic reaction. He will put a full stop to the unlimited karmic reaction, and one will attain his destination. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. That I also explained the deeper meaning of the word vraja, which our acharyas like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they say that when one surrenders to Sri Krishna Nandan, then one attains vraj. Vraj means vraj bhumi. Vraj means the vraj bhav. Vraj bhav means the bhav of our Gaudiya acharyas, the bhav of the pure acharyas who are situated in the Madhurya Rasa, the conjugal love, or any of the wonderful deep relationships with Sri Krishna Nandan as a parent in love, in Vatsalya Rasa or in Sakhya Rasa, as in the love of a friend. So these are some of the relationships that are very intimate in Golok Vrindavan. And especially the ones we are in the school of of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ISKCON is a branch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement and or the Gaudiya Vaishnava movement. And the great acharyas under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they have understood the inner core heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadandikam. We pray to Rupa Goswami with these prayers. It is the most common prayer that most of the ISKCON devotees know. It's a prayer in Sanskrit at the lotus feet of Sri Rasikacharya, one of the most intimate associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known as Rupa Goswami, who is also known as Rupa Manjari in the Radha Krishna Nitya Leela, in their eternal pastimes in Golok Vrindavan, or even when they are present here, when they come back, and they are performing their eternal pastimes, Krishna is always there with his associates. Radharani is always with her associates, with her intimate friends, her gopis, and the Manjaris, the younger gopis. So they are the ones, we are in their school. We have been admitted by some good fortune. We have been given a chance by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada to enter into this highest school of theism, which is unparalleled. And I guess, once we understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his teachings, one can kind of conclude for themselves, because there are many different paths to spirituality, undoubtedly, because even in Brahmaji in the Brahma Samhita mentions Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Ananta Rupam. There are many, many different forms of the Lord. As Advaita, there is nobody equal to Sri Krishna. And there are many different forms. And Anadi, Ananta Rupam of Sri Krishna. So all of them, worship of any of these forms is wonderful. It's amazing. But to worship Nanda Nandan in a particular form, which is the form or the Prema Dhama, who is the Rasovaisa, who is the fountainhead, Rasosagar and Nagara Bhupavaram. He is the fountain of rasa, or the mellows of love. He is the fountain or the rasa or the mellows of love, and especially in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which we explained was none other than the actual sublime combination of Radha and Krishna. Anarpita charima chirata karunaya avatirana kalo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here in this Kali Yuga, anarpita, something that was never offered. Arpita means to offer, and anarpita means something that was never offered. And what was that? Samarpayutam unatvajwala rasam swabhakti shriyam. And he offered. What did he? Samarpaitum. Samarpaitum means to offer. Unata ujwala rasa. That rasa or that mellow amongst all the different rasas, all the different relationships, the ujwala rasa. Ujwal means the very, very most sublime rasa or the amorous love. Unata ujwala rasa swabhakti shriyam. And he came to teach his own bhakti. Krishna came as a devotee to teach about devotion to him. Yes, we have to absorb this sentence again. Krishna came again after he spoke Bhagavad Gita. He spoke, Arjun understood, and Arjun acted in bhakti, and he went ahead with performing the wonderful task of pleasing Krishna. Like Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasam Sindhu says, and even Narad Muni in the Narad Bhakti Sutra, the essence is that pleasing Krishna is the ultimate goal. That is the highest bhakti. Anya bilashita shunya jnana karma anavritam anukulyana Krishna anushilanam tad bhakti ruttam. Uttam bhakti or topmost bhakti is then when we are bereft of any kind of tinge of any material motive, and that also includes any kind of motive for jnana, for knowledge, empirical knowledge, or karma that is motivated by personal sense gratification. And what these are the negative things or things to be negated. But what is the positive thing to be done? Anukulina Krishna Anushilanam Tad Bhakti Uttam. Whatever pleases Sri Krishna, that is Uttam Bhakti. So in the case of Arjun, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna decided that that it was adharma. It was a lot of irreligiosity on the part of the Kauravas, on the part of Duryodhana and his camp, for not justfully giving the right of the Pandavas after mediating, after many meetings and negotiations, uh, Duryodhan and his father Dhritarashtra did not budge. So therefore Krishna had decided that a war is required. So that is the will of Sri Krishna. And Krishna tells Arjun that, look, this is my will. And do you want to fight or not? If you do not, if do you want to be my instrument or not? I have already killed these people. But I'm giving you a chance to be my instrument because you are my dear devotee. And therefore, you, by fulfilling my will, you will be actually pleasing me. So that is actually true bhakti. Not that we whimsically just act on our own. And that is the reason why we need to take guidance under a bona fide spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas, again and again, they harp that a bona fide spiritual master under a bona fide parampara who will speak the message of the spiritual subject matters as it is, speak the message of the scriptures as it is, without any deviation. And that is the most important thing. So therefore, jnana karma navritam anukulena Krishna anushilanam tad bhaktir uttam. That is uttam bhakti, that is topmost bhakti. There are different types of bhakti. Bhakti that can be motivated with some gyan, with knowledge. Bhakti can be motivated with some kind of material motivation, like money or wealth or dhan. And as we study the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejects all these things when we come to the fourth verse of Shri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavita vana jagdish kame mama janmani janmani ishwara bhakti bhavatat bhaktir ahituki tvai. So like this, Arjuna understood Krishna's message of pure bhakti and he acted on bhakti. He did not act on the act of a duty of a Kshatriya, which Krishna previously explains that you are a Kshatriya, it's your duty to fight. But all these different things he transcended. He transcended that and he was situated on the pure platform of bhakti. And when he was situated on the pure platform of bhakti, he then stood up on that chariot, he picked up the bow and he started fighting to please Sri Krishna. This is a very important subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita that a lot of people have a very little understanding unless and until we read that under the guidance of a bona fide acharya like Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is. Otherwise, there are over 700 different commentaries of the Bhagavad Gita and they are all motivated by some personal sense gratificatory propensity on which they kind of translate the Bhagavad Gita and the Shastras. Just not the Bhagavad Gita, but many other Shastras. So Krishna, who acted as the Guru on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna acted as the Sishya or the devotee. And Krishna explained that and Arjuna understood it. But then Krishna was thinking, Arjuna understood it, but what about the rest of the people? You know, maybe in the Bhagavad Gita, a lot of people may be reading it, but maybe they may not be able to understand it. Maybe they do not have a proper system to understand it. So then I need to personally come back down on this earth to preach my own devotion. And therefore he came down as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach his own devotion. Now that is the external reason, which will eventually lead to the internal reason. Internal reason even for the devotee. And of course, the internal reason of the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, as we will dive deep into it for the next several weeks, we will not rush into it. I will try to go into every word and try to explain the two different facets that I have learned from Guru Gauranga, from the Acharyas, from the books of the Goswamis, etc. That what is it that this Chaitanya Shikshashtakam is all about? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his external reason being that he came down to preach his own devotion through the Sankirtan movement, like somebody who had never offered before. And by the Sankirtan movement, one could obtain actually the highest rasa, which is the Unat Ujjvala rasa. And Swabhakti Shriyam, he offered to teach his own bhakti. Krishna offered to teach by becoming a devotee how to attain pure devotional service to him. Harihi Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipitaha Sadardaye Kandare Spurat va Sachinandana. And therefore, may that Lord, who is Nandanandan, who is known as Sachinandan, who took birth in the womb of Sachimata, may he always remain in the inner core of my heart. That is the prayer. This prayer is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela. That is the source. Sometimes some devotees ask me what is the source. So whenever I remember the source, I will try to relate it. So also there is another wonderful verse which is the internal reason of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So the first, try to please remember the fundamentals, and that way, we will even really appreciate who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. So he came down, number one, external reason is to preach his own devotion. Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach his own devotion as a devotee, practically showing how to become a devotee of Krishna. And this was done by no other avatar. Nobody. Anarpita charim chirata karunaya, out of pure compassion, karunaya. Avatirana Kalu. This is the avatar of Kali Yuga, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then the inner reason by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explained, and also further by Rupa Goswami in his other Rasik Vaishnav literatures. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisha Vanya Eva, in order
I think Prabhuji got disconnected. Let me contact him. Prabhuji, you are muted. Can you
You are
unmute?
muted, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me now? Thank you. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Some kind of a glitch in the internet system. So the inner reason of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radhaya Pranaya. Pranaya means to glorify Sri Radharani. That is the first internal reason. The second was Swadhyo Yena Adbhutam Madhurima, to taste his own sweetness. Beautiful. See, Chaitanya Charitamrita very clearly explains this. Swadhya means to taste. Yena Adbhuta. Adbhuta means the amazing. Madhurima means his own sweetness. And then Sokhyam Chasya Madha Anubhavataha. And what does Radharani feel when she actually tastes my beauty? So these are the three internal reasons. Now, let us dive into the first reason from the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, which is the first verse. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadu Jivanam Ananda Ambudi Vardhanam Pratipada Purna Amrut Swadanam Sarvatma Snapannam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. This verse is so deep. Actually, this verse explains all the other verses. It is like a summary. Like chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita is a summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So this first verse of the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam kind of summarizes the entire Ashtakam. or the entire essence of the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, or the entire teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let us go first and try to understand the why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in the Gambhira, he was practically locked up in that room for 12 years with his two most intimate associates, Rai Ramananji and Sarup Damodarji. Sarup Damodarji is none other than Lalita Sakhi, and Rai Ramananji is Vishakha Sakhi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna, a combination of both. So they are with their most intimate associates in the Gambhira, and they were relishing the innermost mellows of, the rasa, of the Madhurya rasa in that. But we will come a little bit into that a little bit later when we actually come into the internal reasons of the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. So let us first go into the external reason, which is very, very important, and which is again and again, I repeat, which will lead to the most sublime and the topmost goal. Now, in order, it is mentioned in our Shastras that in order to reach our goal, there are three different stages. They are called, in Sanskrit, the first stage is called Sambandha, which is a very common word in most vernacular languages, because most Indian languages are derived from Sanskrit. So we say that in Gujarati, we say it in Punjabi, we say it in Hindi, perhaps in Bangla. Yeah, she says Sambandha nahi jar, Vritha janma gelotar, Nitai pada kamala koti chandra sushitala je chaya, Jagata judai, heno Nitai bine bhai, Radha Krishna paitinai, se Sambandha nahi jar, she Sambandha nahi jar, Vritha janma gelo jar. So, she Sambandha. So this Sambandha is the word, it's a Sanskrit word also, means one has to first establish a relationship with Sri Krishna, with the Supreme Lord, with the Supreme Lord. So that is the first stage. And when we establish the Sambandha, like in this, I like to give this very common and a very simple example from our practical life. When we actually, in our personal life, let's say there are parents who are desirous of getting their son or daughter married. So they are desirous of getting them into a sambandha, or a relationship of a husband and wife. But before actually getting into a formal relationship of a husband and wife, there has to be some relationship basis or a foundation that is formed, and that foundation is very important. That will deepen the sambandha. Just like parents of the boy and the girl will inquire from the family members or from friends, how is this boy? Is he good natured? Yes. Is he earning well? Does he have a good job? Yes, he's got a good job. What about his sanskaras? He comes from a good family, he comes from a very good family. So when we hear about the qualities of a person, and vice versa, if it's a girl, so when they hear the qualities, then the desire arises, as an example, first within the parents' hearts. I'm talking about our Vedic culture. And then they will discuss it with the boy or the girl, with their own child. My dear child, we feel that we should meet this person because we have heard very good things about him or her. So like that, the first thing is hearing about a person, the glorification, and then that inner desire of sambandha will solidify. First comes the desire, and then comes the action. That is for anything, whether it is for material things or spiritual. That desire is very important. When that desire is there, then one works towards it, whether it is material or desire. Somebody's desire is that I want to excel in my college exams. Then when that deep desire is, then the action comes. The sacrifices come, like studying hard, giving up playtime, sitting day and night with the books, studying very hard. So that is the action. But prior to that, that desire came. Similarly, that same way, when that desire comes within us to know the Supreme Lord, to build a relationship or a sambandha, that is called sambandha, that is the first stage. And the Vaishnavas help us to build that sambandha by glorifying, by telling us through the karana, through the ears, about the qualities of Sri Krishna. By hearing the qualities of a person, either we start liking that person, or sometimes we may have a neutral disposition, or sometimes we may have a disliking for that person. So like that, sambandha is through the relationship, is first that utsukta, or that enthusiasm, or that desire seed is sown by the Vaishnavas through the Ado Shraddha. First we have a little faith, and then we go to the temple, and then we meet certain Vaishnavas or sadhus where we feel a very good, nice environment, we feel a spiritual environment, and we keep going either on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis to the temple to attain a certain peace that we don't get outside. So Ado Shraddha, we get that Shraddha. Now these are 9 different stages that I will be describing, connecting that to the first one, which is the Sambandha. So first we have some faith, Ado Shraddha. Then we start meeting good sadhus, Tatha Sadhu Sang. And then when we meet sadhus, this conversation starts with them, and the sadhus always, the true sadhus or the Vaishnavas, always being very kind-hearted. They are always very, very enthusiastic for the well-being of the soul. And then they tell them that, the next stage is that bhajana kriya. Please do this and please don't do this. If you're very serious about I know you're coming to the temple. I know you're bowing down before the deities. I know I see you every Sunday, or I see you every Saturday, or I see you quite often in the temple. So you have a lot of enthusiasm. So I'm sure, you are a very faithful person. So Ado Shraddha. Then that brings Sadhu Sang. And then that Sadhu will guide us, or the Sadhus or Vaishnavas will guide us. Tatha Sadhu Sangha, then Sadhus will say Bhajana Kriya. Look, if you're very serious about knowing or establishing a sambandh with Krishna or the Supreme Lord, then you have certain things according to the Shastra as it is. You must do and you must not do. So like our Srila Prabhupada and all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, this is the main 4 regulative principles. Prabhupada used to call them the 4 regulative principles of freedom. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. Now it is not that Srila Prabhupada got a dream. Srila Prabhupada is speaking Shastra as it is. This is a shloka from the Mahabharata. Striyam dutam panam shunam yatra adharma chaturvida. Striyam, where one has illicit affairs with a woman or a man outside of wedding, outside of wedlock. That is striyam. Shunam. Shunam means meat eating. Panam means intoxication. And dyutam means gambling. Yatra, these, adharma, they are against spirituality. It will not help us in our spirituality. Adharma chaturvida, these 4 things. So one should give up. Just like a good doctor, when we go consult, sometimes we pay hundreds of dollars to special consultants just to see them for about 20 minutes. And then they will tell us, okay, I'm going to ask you, this is your problem, so don't do these things. You cannot eat these things. You have to change your diet. So there's a list of do not, don'ts. And then he will tell us do. And then he will do means he will give us prescription for the right medication, perhaps some therapy, exercise, etc. These are the things to do. Similarly, a good spiritual doctor or a good Vaishnava will tell us the do's and don'ts, which is known as bhajana kriya in Sanskrit. Now this bhajana kriya will lead us to other deeper bhajana kriyas like chanting of the holy names, reading the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, reading the books under the guidance of Vaishnavas, deity worship. Whenever we get time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say that Mathura Vas, or going to Vrindavan, staying in Vrindavan, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in his bhajan, one of his bhajans in Sharanagati, in the Atmanivedan section, he says, Gaur Amaraj, Jai Savasthane Karolo Brahmana Range, Jai Savasthana Heribo Ami, Pranay Bhakata Sangye. I will visit all those places where my Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited, where all the amorous pastimes of Sri Krishna happen, and I will visit them along with such devotees who have understood those amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Meaning the Gaudiya Vaishnava bhav. I will travel with them, I will go visit those places. Gaur Amara Jai Sabasthane Heribo Ami, Pranay Bhakata Sangye. I will go along and visit those places. So these are the things that are conducive to our Krishna consciousness. Chanting of the holy names, especially those who are very serious in bhajan kriya, minimum 16 good rounds, and then taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. And then the do's and don'ts are, of course, are there. So then the next stage that really comes is Anartha Nivritti, which we will be discussing in this first line of the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, where all the different things that are so much accumulation of all the dust within our hearts that has been traveling with us in different births since time immemorial, since many births, all those anarthas or those misgivings will be eradicated. The eradication, that's the next stage. And when that happens, the next positive stage that will happen is the nishtha. One will be fixed up in our Krishna consciousness in bhajan. Ruchi, one will have genuine taste. And then after that, asakti, one will be completely asakta. Asakta means one will be completely attached to Krishna bhakti and to Krishna seva. And then the last two stages, the 8th and the 9th stage, will be bhav. While we are right here in this body, we will know what our seva is in the spiritual world. Yes, my dear devotees, it is known as the Ekadash bhav. There will be 11 symptoms that will be revealed. And then under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, either he may be present or he may have left, he will give that guidance within the heart when we reach that high stage, how to continue this bhakti known as the Raganuga bhakti and attain Krishna prema, which is the 9th stage amongst Krishna prema. And then in Krishna prema also there are many different delineations. Now, so I was coming to the very first two words of the first three delineations. The first is sambandha. So once we establish a sambandha that yes, I like the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna in the form of Nanda Nandan, his beauty, his name, his form, his activities, I'm hearing all these wonderful things, and I would like to definitely establish a relationship with him. And that relationship could be either in the form of a friend, in the form of a parental love, like a uncle or an aunt or a fatherly or a motherly figure, or as an amorous pastime, as a lover and a beloved, like in the Madhurya Rasa. So that's sambandha, and that it is mentioned in our Shastras. Those who want to quickly advance in sambandha, then one has to pray to Radha Madan Mohan. Radha Madan Mohan, there are three deities that our Gaudiya Vaishnavas especially, these are deities in Sri Vrindavan Dham that each represent the each different stage. So the first stage being sambandha, and that is Radha Madan Mohan. Now, once we get the proper guidance of a guru, initiation, etc., all that processes, and then when we properly become a disciple, just by taking initiation, we do not become disciples. Yes, a disciple is one who is a shishya. Shishya means one who is willing to take siksha, or one who is willing to take shishti. Shishti means one who is willing to be disciplined. That is a disciple. Initiation doesn't make one a disciple. Initiation, there are many people who can take diksha, but that does not necessarily make them a disciple. Prabhupada ji has mentioned that in many places, one who listens to the guru, one who actually follows the instructions of the guru is a real disciple. Not just by actually taking, of course, there is benefit, no doubt. So that is more or less an external benefit. And eventually, it will take some time, maybe several births, to be established on the proper platform. If we have got even a Brahma Sambandha or the initiation in a bona fide sampradaya, we will definitely get a human birth, and we will come back again and again until we are established on pure devotional service, where we really understand the relationship between guru and disciple. So this is a very important thing. And then the next stage is the abhidya. Abhidya means the process of attaining that sambandha. So now that I have, like for example, a common example would be like a student. The students nowadays are even the kids in school, they are very sharp. They know, if you ask them, what do you want to do? So they will tell you like subjects that in our days we didn't even hear about those. Oh, I would like to become this. And they already know. They tell their parents that, I would like to get admission into this college. And I would like to, when I get admission in this college, there's such and such a professor. I wish he can become my mentor. They have all this information. So they already have that desire to build that sambandha. And then that when that desire leads them to the process, that process is what is very important as well to attain the ultimate goal. So the process is known as abhidya, and the ultimate goal is known as prayojan. So Sambandha, Abhidya and Prayojan. So the Abhidya deities is Radha Govind Devji. Rupa Goswami's deities are Radha Govind Devji. Sanatan Goswami's deities are Radha Madan Mohanji. The deities of Sambandha, the deities of Abhidya, Rupa Goswami's deities Radha Govind Devji, and the deities of Madhu Pandit, Radha Gopinath, are the deities of when we attain that goal, when we attain that prayojan, when we attain that final destination. So when we attain a final destination, just like a student in college attains a final destination, then not everything doesn't stop. A lot of new things begin. If they become doctors, their practice starts. And even further advanced studies in the medical science continues and continues. Even a doctor who might be 80 years old today, he still has to keep up with all the new different developments and the different medications and so many different developments in the medical field. So it is continuous. So that prayojan, once we attain Krishna Prem, what happens? That prayojan, Radha Gopinathji engages us in his Leela in Golok Vrindavan or in Vraj Bhumi. Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamshi Vatastitaha Karshan Swaner Venur Gopi Shri Gopinathaya Shreyastuna. He calls upon all his loving Vrajvasi devotees and engages in them in his conjugal pastimes as Gopinath. And it's amazing. There are so many details that, this is, so there is Sambandha, there is Abhidya, and there is Prayojan. Sambandha means relationship, Abhidya means the process, and the last stage, meaning Prayojan, meaning is the actual culmination or obtaining Krishna Prema. So these are the three different stages. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants everybody to have this. Yes, my dear devotees, it is not that he has made any reservations. And we can see through his personal life, like Dina Hina Jatha Chilo, Hari Name Uddharilo, Tara Sakshi Jagai Mada, even the most fallen personalities, he did not have any reservations. I want to give you Sambandha, Abhidya and Prayojan. So how do you do that? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was in the Gambhira, and when he was in his ecstatic moods, he is like a golden volcano, divine volcano of love. Prema Dham eva naumi gaura sundaram. He is Prema Dham. He is the source of Prema. He is the Dham. He is the Dham, or the Dham means the holy site of love. So Prema Dhama Eva, certainly only him. Naumi Gaura Sundaram. I offer my obeisances unto Gaura Sundar, who is the Dham of Prem, of Krishna Prem. So how does he want us to do that? He says by chanting the holy names of the Lord. And what is the importance of chanting the holy name? Because there are 4 different yugas, and there are 4 different yuga dharmas, or 4 different processes to obtain the highest prayojan, the highest destination. Like Dhayato Vishnu in Satya Yuga, Dhayatum Vishnu, the meditation by sitting in the yogic postures for thousands of years and controlling the mind and the senses, the yogis used to attain perfection. Dhayato Vishnu, Tretayam Makai. In the Treta Yuga, elaborate yagyas were conducted, and through those yagyas, perfection happened. When Lord Ramachandra came, it was Treta, and Vishwamitra Muni took Ram and Lakshman to protect their yagyas because of the different devastating effects that the demoniac forces were acting upon when the Brahmins were conducting yagyas that were going on for months and months, and therefore they were protecting. The yagya. Ram and Lakshman were trained by Vishwamitra Muni. So Tretayam Makhai, Dwapare Paricharyanam. And then in Dwapar, the Yuga Dharma changed to elaborate temple worship through the different studies of scriptures and temple worship, 6 or 7 hours a day, every day. Nitya karma, just like we brush our teeth and we eat our lunch and dinner and we go to sleep. Similarly, every day without fail, everybody used to go to the temple 3 hours in the morning, 3.5 to 4 hours in the evening, prior to sunrise and post sunset. They all used to assemble. But what is the Yuga Dharma in Kali Yuga? The Yuga Dharma in Kali Yuga is Kalo Tad Hari Kirtanam. In this Kali Yuga, Hari Kirtan is the best way to obtain the highest. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so kind that he gave that, and that is why he first insisted that the holy name. So it is very important. It is said in the Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. This holy name is like Chintamani. Chintamani is like a touchstone. Anything that you touch, even a piece of iron, you touch it with that stone, it will become into gold. So this is like, it is compared to the transcendental gold. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It is completely endowed with spiritual benedictions, with Sri Krishna himself. Chaitanya means the holy name is real. It is actually just non-different from Krishna, as it explains. Rasa Vigraha. Rasa means all these relationships. We're talking about Sambandha, right? So Rasa Vigraha. Vigraha means the embodiment. And Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Namana Namino. And it is Purna Shuddha. It is fully pure. Purest of the pure. Nitya Mukto. And it will deliver us from all material conditions. Nitya, eternally. Just by chanting the holy names. Why? Because Abhinatvam Nama Namino. Because the holy name and the named, the holy name, N-A-M-E, and the named, N-A-M-E-D, are non-different. Namna Namino Abhinna. Bhinna means different, and Abhinna means non-different. This is these are some very important instructions, understanding, and that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started first with instructing how to attain the 3 different processes of Sambandha, Abhidya, and Prayojan, is chanting the holy name. Srimad Bhagavatam is instructing Kaler Dosha Nidhe Rajan, Eko Asti Mahan Guna, Kirtaneva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Paramvrajit. O King Parikshit, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Kalau Dosha Nidhe Rajan. This Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. Dosha Nidhe. Dosha means false. Nidhe means ocean. Asti hi eko mahan guna. Only there is one great quality in this Kali Yuga. Kali also means quarrel, and Yuga means a time period. So this is the age of quarrel. Everybody is fighting with each other. Everybody is thinking that, people are here to get us. People are always, so defensive. People nowadays are so hyper. People nowadays are so, what is the word for it? They're always thinking, that I will be cheated. There are cheaters out there. This is because that is the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Prayan alpa ayusha manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadritaha. The lifespan is diminished in Kali Yuga. People are lazy. People are misguided. And people, above all, they are disturbed. These are the different symptoms of Kali Yuga. So, but in spite of all these faults in Kali Yuga, there is one great quality, which is what? Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. Certainly, the kirtan of Sri Krishna. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. And what is the result? Mukta Sangha Paramvrajit. One will be liberated from Sangha. Sangha means material association. Sangha means association. And here it clearly indicates it is material association. Mukta Sangha Paramvrajit. Again, the word here, Vrajit, is being used here. There are 2 different external meaning of Vrajit is. One will be delivered from all kinds of material activities, and then they will be completely liberated. They will go towards liberation. But Vrajit also means one will go to Sri Vrindavan or to Vraj Mandal and eternally live with Nandan Nandan. Just through the process of Sankirtan. So like this, there are so many different, even in Srimad Bhagavatam, the last verse, the most, can you believe that the last verse itself is glorifying a Sankirtan? Nama Sankirtan Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam. Nama Sankirtan Yasya. Your, Yasya means, oh Krishna, Nandan Nandan. Krishna means Krishna and Krishna's intimate associates. That includes Radharani. That means it is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That means it is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Nama Sankirtana Yasya. Sarva Papa Pranashanam. It will eradicate us of all our sinful reactions, just like what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami masucha. When you surrender unto me, O Arjun. And then he says, Pranamamo dukkha shamanas namami hari param. I offer my obeisances unto this Supreme Personality of Godhead who relieves everybody from these sufferings. So, based on this Srimad Bhagavatam last verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken the essence of this verse and started the Shikshashtakam by saying, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapanam. So I'm going to first explain the external different, perhaps it will take another session or two just to understand the internal. But let me first go into the external facet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. So where he's saying, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Cheto Darpana Marjanam means to cleanse the mirror of the mind. Cheta means our consciousness. And Chetna is within the mind. And where is the mind? Mind is within the core of the heart. Yes, Srila Prabhupada has explained this many times. Buddhi is here, but mind is within the heart. It is also known as mana. Mana and mind are exactly the same thing. Mana is situated within the heart, in the core of the heart. Like Shri Chaitanya, Mano Abhishtam, Sthapitam Jena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam, Dadati Swapadantikam. So mana, that mana means that personality, Rupa Goswami, when will he give me shelter at his lotus feet? That personality who has understood the innermost core of the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam. Mano means the core of the heart or the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mano Abhishtam. Abhishtam means the desires that are there in the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami understood them perfectly. When will Rupa Goswami give shelter to me at his lotus feet? So this is very important. Cleansing of the mind or cleansing of the heart. It's the same thing. Or cleansing of the consciousness. So that is known as Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Now, when we say the cleansing of the mirror of the mind, because the mirror of the mind reflects everything. Sometimes when we see something, like, when we find faults in others, or when we see things in others, and when we have the tendency to find fault, that means our acharyas say that our mirror in our mind is reflecting the faults of others. We are not able to get over them because we have those things, those tendencies in us. So that is an anartha. It is an anartha or a misgiving that we need to overcome. And Mahaprabhu first starts by instructing that chant the holy names of the Lord in order to eradicate, in order to cleanse the mirror of your mind. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapanam. This bhava means this material world of samsara. We explain the meaning of the word samsara. Samsara means a cycle. And in specific, the word, when somebody says samsara in the scriptures, it means a repeated cycle of birth and death, and in between old age and disease, and in between the three different types of miseries: Adhyatmik Klesh, Adi Bhautik Klesh, and Adi Daivik Klesh. There are three different kinds of miseries that are classified into three different types. Adhyatmik Klesh is that klesha or misery that is inflicted by the self. Our own body gives us trouble. Like we succumb to fever, cold, cough, depression, etc. So that is Adhyatmik Klesha. Then the next, one of the other kleshas is Adi Bhautik Klesha. Klesha or miseries that are inflicted by others. When other people give us trouble, they say bad things, they talk or they get violent, they are very unfriendly and things like that. When people do that, they do it to each other, or one entity does it to another entity, whether it is man and animal or man, or animal to animal, or man to man. That is adi bhautik klesha, when it is inflicted by others. And then the third klesha, which is known as the adi daivik klesha. This adi daivik klesha is that klesha that actually is miseries that are inflicted by natural means or catastrophes, or by the Devi Devtas, by the demigods, like excessive rain or earthquake or tsunamis and things like that, that can destroy a population very quickly and in one stroke. So these are known as Adi Daivik Kleshas. So in this material world, there's nothing but kleshas. Even Krishna has said that in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Dukkhalayam, this whole material world of this sansar, is full of dukkhalayam. It is full of miseries. And ashashvat. Ashashvat means it is temporary. Even if you find a little bit of happiness, that happiness is temporary. So Prabhupada has nicely put that in his purports. I remember reading it, where he says that cessation of miseries, we misconstrue that as happiness. I'll repeat that again so that we can all digest it again. Cessation of miseries. Cessation of miseries is misconstrued as happiness. So sometimes a good example is when we are very, very sick, and we can hardly get up from our bed, or we cannot even, move from left to right. Sometimes we are inflicted with such pain in the body, etc. And when we get well, when the disease goes away, we are happy. But staying non-diseased is a natural state. So coming back to a natural state, we are misconstruing that as happiness. Another example, I think Prabhupada has also given this example. In sometimes, the torture methods are known as waterboarding, where it's a very old method of torturing the prisoner. They catch a hold of the prisoner's head and they put it in a body of water, maybe in a big bathtub or in a huge tub, and to the point where that prisoner is almost going to suffocate and die. And the last half split of a second, after maybe a minute or minute and a half of soaking that person's submerging that person's head in the water, the one who is actually performing the torture will take his head and pull him out. And he takes a breath. And by the time he's even able to take the full breath, he's again inside. So that cessation, that half of breath that prisoner is taking, or that person who is being tortured feels, what a relief. And he feels that happiness. And this is exactly the nature of the material world. Most of us, Srimad Bhagavatam says, some of us don't even know that we are actually, there are people, ignorance is bliss, as in English it says. So some people who are completely ignorant about spiritual life, for them, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending is the best thing. Kal kisne dekha hai? Who has seen tomorrow? Just enjoy, today. Whatever is, everything is today. So that is, ignorance is bliss. For them, every evening, going to the bars, going to the nightclubs, enjoying sense gratification to the fullest extent is their goal of life. Blowing their Friday to Friday paycheck, with all these different activities is their goal of life. And that is what going to the golf club, going to this big membership, high-end ticket, clubs, and being a part of them. And that's for them, to them, that because they are ignorant because they don't know that they are not this body. They don't know that they are a spirit soul. So for them, this is what ignorance is bliss. But it is those people who have started digging to spirituality and who have some knowledge, they are the ones who suffer the most. Because as persons who are trying to become devotees, we always think about this all the time. That what kind of a life is this? Just the other day, I was having a very wonderful conversation with one of our very good friends in this group. And he says that, when we hear such katha and when we hear and read these things, I feel sad because, there is two lives that we are living. We have this life, they are living for comforts and we are making money and we are doing this and that, and then here we are when we hear about the different wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Lord and the spiritual messages of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, and all these wonderful scriptures, there is a sort of a struggle within. And it is there in all of us, if one was sincere. But Krishna helps with that devotee who is sincere to eventually overcome that struggle. And that is the whole process of Krishna consciousness in the process of abhidya. That is a part of dealing with that struggle, that is abhidya. And then we will attain the ultimate goal, which is prayojan, which is Krishna prema. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that when we chant the holy names, because the holy names are Sri Krishna and Krishna's associates, they will eradicate, just like a guru, samsara dava nala lida loka tranaya karunya gana ganatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guru Shri Chaitanya. Just like a guru, a true acharya, a bona fide acharya, he will always, extinguish this forest fire that we are in. This samsara is compared to this material world is compared to a davanal. Davanal means a forest fire. No, we don't know how this forest fire started. And once it starts, there are no regular means with which we can extinguish this forest fire. We cannot use hundreds and hundreds of different fire engines or even those aeroplanes and helicopters that have certain tanks of water that are used for this purpose. All these fail in a huge forest fire. It is only huge amount of torrential rain that can extinguish this forest fire. So similarly, that huge amount of torrential rain is the mercy of Sri Krishna through Sri Guru, through the bona fide Acharya. That is Gana Ghanatvan. Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya, because they have obtained Praptasya. Prapta means, again in vernacular languages, it's the same word. Prapta means to obtain, whether it is Hindi, Gujarati or Bengali. Praptasya, in Sanskrit, Prapta Asya, two words combination. They have obtained it. Asya means you, O Gurudev, O Acharya, O Srila Prabhupada, O Gaudiya Acharyas. We are talking about the perfect bona fide Acharya. There are many types of Guru, but we are talking about those who are fully liberated. So those such Guroho, Vande Guroho, it is plural. Guroho, Vande Guroho, Charnarvindam. It is not one particular. A lot of us mispronounce when we sing this Mangalarti. We say Vande Guru Shri Charnarvindam. No, it is not addressing just our Guru. It is addressing all the Acharyas, all the Gurus, all the Guroho. It is plural. So they have obtained this auspiciousness from the Satyam Param Dhimahi or the Param Guru Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna's Guru is Radharani. Sri Krishna's Guru is Radharani, Prema Guru. And that is why it is obtained in that parampara. It is obtained Praptasya Kalyana. Kalyan means to do the ultimate good of the mankind. Kalyana. Gunarnava. Guna means transcendental qualities and Arnava means ocean. So these personalities are an ocean of transcendental qualities. And to those personalities, Vande Guruho Sri Charnarvindam, we offer our respectful obeisances. So they all teach us that we have to chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So what is that process of the Chetodarpana Marjanam? So as I explained, once we meet the Vaishnavas, due to our some faith that we have in our in the sadhus and the Vaishnavas, then we will understand that they are actually our benefactors. Bhuvi grinanti je bhurida janaha. Bhuvi grinanti de je bhurida janaha. Those who are indeed the highest benefactors of mankind, they are the ones that are going all over the world and preaching Krishna consciousness. So those are the personalities that are indeed the highest benefactors of human beings, of mankind. So such personalities, they don't have any selfish personal motive besides just to give the love that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted them to give. But prior to that, we have to get rid of the negativities within us. And the holy name helps us to cleanse the mirror of our mind because we have these anarthas. Now, I am going to go a little bit deeper into the anarthas, because unless and until one need not remember all the Sanskrit that I am speaking, but if you all can remember just the essence, then it is wonderful. Because initially that's what I had done, and then slowly over a period of time, because I speak katha again and again, I'm able to remember some of it. But I'm also getting old, and sometimes I also forget the Sanskrit verses. But the main essence is to be absorbed. So how do we get rid of all these anarthas that we have? First of all, we have to understand that we have these anarthas. Artha and anartha, what does it mean? Artha means what is that? We have heard of this word swartha, right? I explained it in one of my last satsangs, I believe. Uh, that is also another word in Sanskrit. Prahlad Maharaj says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Na te vidu swartha gatim Vishnu. Prahlad Maharaj says that most people in this world do not understand that their real benefit is Vishnu. So swartha, mostly people translate this in all the languages. Swartha means selfish. Uh, but now, just like selfishness, yes, it is a good thing in one sense, just like we have two egos. You all have heard there is false ego and there is true ego. So, what is the false ego? False ego is when we have this false pride. Oh, I am this, I am that. How dare you speak to me like this? So, that is completely on a bodily concept. That is called false ego. But there is something known as true ego. So, Srila Prabhupada explains that. For those who have not heard this terminology, I will explain a little bit what true ego means. True ego means the true constitutional position of who you are or who we are. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that Jiver Sharup hoy Nityar Krishna Das. One's original constitutional position is the Jiva Swarupa, or the Jiva, or the soul's original constitutional position is one is an eternal servant of God, an eternal servant of Sri Krishna. That is true ego. That is true ego. But if I say, hey, I am a manager, how dare you talk to me like this? You know, how many people are working under me? I have 2,000 people. I signed their paycheck. So that is false ego. Because actually speaking, I'm not this body. So there is no question of being, practically speaking, yeah, just for a temporary moment, I am a manager in a particular body, maybe in an Indian body, maybe in an American body, maybe in a Canadian body. So these are all upadhis. Narad Muni says, Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam tatparatena nirmalam risikena risikesha sevanam tad bhakti uttam. So what is again another tad bhakti uchyate? What is good bhakti? He says that when one goes beyond all bodily designations. Bodily designation means upadhi. Upadhi means musibat. Musibat means trouble. And all because of when we are identifying ourselves with the body. That is called upadhi. So Narad says, Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam. One has to go beyond the bodily designations. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, somebody asked, who are you, my dear sir? So he says, oh, Ami to Nyasi nai, Ami to Vipra nai. He says, I am not a sannyasi, I am not a Brahmin, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Sudra. Then who are you? Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayo Dasanu 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 Das. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the maintainer of the gopis, meaning Nandanandan. That is my identity. That is the true identity. We are servants, so that is why we address each other as Prabhus. That, oh my master, because anybody who is chanting the holy name of Krishna is indeed a Vaishnava. That is by definition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anybody who has taken the name of Krishna even once. Now that is a very, very high consciousness. It is not so easy. Because even now, when we are within the devotee community, how many people don't get along with each other, although we address each other as Prabhu, or we address each other as, very, very artificially in contrived humility. But hopefully one day, by the mercy of Guru Gauranga, we will attain that true humility and we will attain that true ego, which is, I am an eternal servant of Sri Krishna Nandanandan. That is my true identity. So that is real artha. Please try to understand, because I'm going into every detail as possible. So that is real artha. That is the ultimate meaning of artha, or the ultimate absolute meaning of artha. And swa artha means that is the ultimate benefit. Swa means the soul, the benefit of the soul. So nate vidu swa artha gatim Vishnu. Prahlad Maharaj says that most of these people in this material world, they do not know that their ultimate benefit is Sri Krishna or Vishnu. So now, when we say artha, we have understood the meaning. Now, what does anartha mean? Anartha. So anartha means that does not make sense, or that does not make sense to our spiritual progress, or does not make sense, or that which is an impediment for our realization, for our self-realization, that which is an impediment towards our obtaining our true ego, that which is an impediment that will keep us from realizing that I am not this body, I am a spirit soul, I'm an eternal servant of Sri Krishna's, and I'm an eternal servant of all the Vaishnavas. Dasanu, dasanu, das. When things or activities, excuse me, Hare Krishna, that prevent us or they become impediments, in Sanskrit they are called anarthas. Now, it is mentioned by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Bhajan Rahasya. Today we sang a song from Bhaktivinoda Thakur about this Shikshashtakam itself, especially the first verse. So I will go into all those details anyways, but let's first understand the negativity, how to remove that by chanting the holy names. What is the result? When we chant the holy names, there are 4 types of categories of anarthas. The first anartha that is explained in Bhajan Rahasya by Bhaktivinoda Thakurji is known as the Tattva Vibhrama. Don't worry too much, concentrate on the Sanskrit. But since I remember it, I'm mentioning Tattva. Tattva means the philosophy or the absolute truth. And Vibhrama means the illusion. So when we are illusioned about the true facts or the true philosophy, that is known as Tattva Vibhrama. And in Tattva Vibhrama, Tattva Vibhrama, it is a tongue twister. In Tattva Vibhrama, there are 4 categories. What is that? The first category is Swa Tattva Brahma. Brahma means illusion. Illusion about the self. Thinking that I am this body, thinking that I am Gujarati, I am Punjabi, I am Bengali, I am Indian, I am American, I am Chinese. That is known as Swa Tattva. Swa means the soul. Tattva, Brahma, Brahm means illusion. One has this misconception about the true self. One who does not have that realization, Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishna Nitya Das, then one is in this Swa Tattva Brahm. That is anartha number 1, we can say A. There are 4 subcategories of the first anartha, which is Tattva Vibhrama. The second one is Paratattva Brahma, about the super soul, about Paramatma, about the Supreme Lord, the misconception of the Supreme Lord. Most people in this world have no idea about who the Supreme Lord is. So that misconception, God is like this, God is like that. A lot of these people, even in the different faiths, they say that nobody has seen God. Nobody can touch God, nobody can hear God. All these things, all these misconceptions. So that is called Paratattva Brahma. And then the third one is within that Tattva Vibhrama is Sadhya Sadhana Brahma, meaning the misconception of the goal of life, which I explained is Krishna Prem, known as Prayojan, Sadhya, and Sadhana Brahma, and the process of sadhana. There is illusion. Many people think, what's the use of me chanting? I'm chanting for last 20 years. Nothing has changed in my life. So what is the use of the sadhana? These doubts come. That happens even within the devotee community. What to talk about people who are not doing these activities of sadhana? They say, look at this person. What a waste of time. You should go and do some work. Make something constructive for mankind. Simply sitting in one corner and chanting. So that is also an illusion. So this is all. And then the fourth one, fourth subcategory in illusion is Virodhi Vishaya Brahma. Virodhi Vishaya Brahma, the misconception of that which is anti, that is against, that will bring anything that will take us to Krishna. Krishna is the ashray or the Vishay. He is the actual objective. He is the Vishay. And Virodhi Vishay, anything that is anti-Krishna consciousness, Brahma. that illusion that tells you that, oh, you don't have to do this. What's the point of this Krishna consciousness? There is no such thing as Krishna consciousness. It is only a state of mind. At the end of the day, when we die, everything finishes. So that is known as another kind of illusion within the first category of illusion. Then the second category of anartha that Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains is asat trishna. Asat trishna. Asat means that is not true. Sat means true. And true means, here it means absolute truth. The kind of truth that Vyasadeva is talking about in Srimad Bhagavatam. Satyam param dhimahi. I offer my obeisances to the absolute truth, Nandanandan Sri Krishna. So that is known as Satyam param dhimahi. So asat trishna. Asat means that which is false. That which is not true. Trishna. Trishna means to hanker. Trishna means to, excuse me, to hanker. So what are those categories of hankering? Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami. They are very easily rhyming. Bhukti means one who is engrossed in material sense enjoyment. Bhukti, bhog. Bhog means to enjoy. Bhukti, that is one who is enjoying the material senses, is known as bhukti. Siddhi, the supernatural powers. One is after different kinds of the Ashta Siddhis. A lot of them, they go into this deep kinds of different Patanjali system to learn the Anima, the Mahima, the Laghima, the Prapti, the Prakyamya, the Ishitva, the Vasitva, the Kama, Asitya. These are all different Siddhis. Anima means becoming smaller than the smallest. Mahima means to become bigger than the biggest. Laghima means to become lighter than the lightest. Prapti means to acquire whatever we desire, anything material we desire. We close our eyes, those yogis, oh, let me have some ash, let me have some gold, and there it is in their hands. The Prapti, they can obtain all these material things. Prakamya, experiencing any enjoyable object that they want in this material world or in the next world, even in the heavenly planets. So if they want to enjoy the Apsaras in the heaven, there are certainly yogis who can do that. So like this, there are different, this is all under the spell of Maya. They are actually, these are the four known as Asat Trishna. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, and Kami. Kami means one who is always after material things. And Mukti, Mukti I need not explain, one who is after liberation from birth and death. Now, these are all considered anarthas. So one can wonder, why is Mukti? I can understand most of the people who have understood that the material sense enjoyment of the other types, they can be detrimental. But what about Mukti? What is wrong in liberation? So we have explained that in many, many times in the different sessions of Srimad Bhagavatam that we have done, especially even when in the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the conversation between Naradji and Vyasadeva, that Mukti, when we are actually desiring liberation, it is desiring liberation for actually escaping the situation in the material world of miseries, of the three kleshas, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, and Adi-Daivik kleshas, to escape all these things, to get a certain peace. Now, what is the fault in that? There's no fault in that, but that is not considered the highest. Because most transcendentalists think that Mukti is the highest. That is the highest concept in theism, and which is considered as an anartha by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, considered as an anartha by his sincere followers, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very nicely explained in the Bhajan Rahasya. Bhajan Rahasya means the secret of how to do bhajan, how to perform bhajan. It is called Bhajan Rahasya. Rahasya means secret. So these are the different Mukti, because in Mukti there is sense gratification. I'm doing it for me. I want peace. So, I will do all these yogic exercises, and I will try to learn this system of yoga and that system of yoga, and I will learn how to become Siddha Baba, so that I can obtain these siddhis, so that I can, I can enjoy more. So the underlying goal is self-enjoyment. Underlying goal is nowhere there is satisfaction of Krishna. Nowhere it is Anukulyana Krishna Anushilana. Nowhere it is Uttam Bhakti. as defined. And therefore, liberation, especially mukti, is spat upon, literally. It is spitting. It is not accepted by Vaishnavas. This is a very amazing concept that not only, when I came across the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, I thought liberation was a great thing. So many people are trying to attain liberation. And if you remember, when we studied in the Kartik month, the Damodar Ashtakam, Satyavrat Muni, who is a pure Vaishnava, rejects liberation. He says, Varam deva moksham na moksham avdim va na cha vrine aham vara ishada piha. Varam deva mukta, oh giver of benediction, oh Krishna, I know you can give me any benediction. Varam deva moksham, moksham, no, I do not want moksha. I do not want liberation. So this is very important, that this mukti is for my own peace. There is no bhakti there. Mukti and bhakti, there is a far gulf of difference. It's a different story, that bhakti naturally grants mukti without even asking. Without even asking. Just like the byproduct of molasses is sugar. When they make jaggery, when they crush the sugarcane juice, there is a lot of byproducts that come out, and those byproducts are very useful to make jaggery, to make the gur, right? Which is a natural byproduct that happens in that process. So similarly, that liberation also happens to the Vaishnavas, but it is a natural process where the Vaishnavas do not seek this. That is an anartha. That is an anartha, to even think like that. It is an anartha. So the holy names of Sri Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, they help us eradicate this anartha, which is known as the Asat Trishna. It is known as the Asat Trishna, the hankering after all these things that are not real. The different siddhis, the different enjoyments, bhukti, mukti, the liberations, the kami, and the siddhis. So these are all known as Asat Trishna. They are not real, because they will not take us to the real spiritual world. They will keep us in this material realm. Maximum it can take us to is to some of the Siddha lokas or the Charan lokas in the heavenly planets. And then again we have to come back in this material world. So like this, that is known as Asat Trishna. Now, the third category of anartha is aparadhas. Very, very important also, offenses. Aparadh. The word aparadh, let's just do a little bit of analysis. There is the word of Radhaji is an aparadh. Radha. And aparadh means opposite of Radha. Right? Like sat and asat. Right? We explained that. So similarly, aparadha, that is the opposite of Radharani. And Radharani is full of, and Radha means full of aradhya. Aradhya means one who fully worships in every way, body, mind, soul, in every respect, Nandan Sri Krishna. So that comes from the root word aradhana, the word Radha comes. And then aparadh is opposite of that. Anything that will keep us away from the pure devotional service of Sri Nandan Sri Krishna and his Vaishnavas and his associates, that is known as aparadh. And that is very dangerous. Pap can be eradicated very easily by chanting the holy names very easily. The holy names can immediately turn to ashes the different sins that we are committing constantly, knowingly or unknowingly. But aparadh is something where the holy name reserves the right, because the holy name is Sri Krishna. Like in the case of, we all know the story of Amrish Maharaj. He was a very wonderful devotee of Lord Narayan, Krishna. And, it was one of those days in the year where the Ekadashi fast was supposed to be broken just within a very short time, within a minute or so. And just when he was about to break his Ekadashi fast, this great Durvasa Muni came with 10,000 disciples. And then, when he always came with a huge entourage. And Durvasa Muni was also very well known for his appetite for his disciples, the number of disciples he had, and he was also well known for his anger. So as soon as he arrived, just a few minutes before the Ekadashi, the Dwadashi Paran, at that time, Amrish Maharaj welcomed him and he says, Maharaj, you are most welcome. Please have a seat on my throne. And he gives him, he offers his own throne to him, washes his feet, and then he says, I will prepare a nice feast for you and your and all the disciples of yours. So he says, yes, thank you so much. Very nice of you. Amrish Maharaj, I'm going to go take a bath and I'll be back. When he goes into the river taking a bath, at that time, suddenly, because he has got this siddhi. See, this is the problem with siddhis. I described some of the siddhis, right? Earlier. In the siddhi, he could see everything. What is happening, just like a television screen. While he was bathing, he could see. And suddenly he saw that Amrish Maharaj is about to break his fast. He was just about, and Amrish Maharaj was actually consulting with all the Brahmins and the ministers. What should I do? There's only barely half a minute left and my guest is not back. And if I take anything before my guest comes back, that is against the Vedic injunction. Whenever we have a guest, we should make sure that our guest is fed well and then we should take prasadam ourselves. So then all the ministers and the Brahmins said, okay, don't take any grains, just take water because you have done Nirjal Ekadashi. So when you take water, just a little bit of water, just like you do Achaman, that is sufficient to give you the entire benefit of the fasting that you did. And at the same time, you would have respected your guest, Sri Durvasa Muni. But Durvasa Muni, seeing that a little bit of Achaman went into Amrish Maharaj's mouth, he got upset and he said, how dare he? And he got angry and he created a demon, again through the siddhis, from a lock of his hair. He took out one jata and he created a demon. And as soon as he created the demon, he said that go after that Amrish and kill him. And as soon as the demon went after Amrish, Krishna or Narayana, seeing that from Vaikuntha, sent the Sudarshan Chakra. And once the Sudarshan Chakra, before even the demon could even touch Amrish Maharaj, the Sudarshan Chakra cut off that demon, and then that Sudarshan Chakra went after Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni went, he started running through his siddhis. He was very fast. He went to the different lokas, he went to the different heavenly planets, he went to Kailash. He said, Shivji, 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 Shankh, Sudarshan Chakra, please save me, save me. Shivji said, I cannot do anything. It is Vishnu's Sudarshan Chakra. It is very powerful. Even I bow down to it. Then he goes to the higher Satya Loka. There he meets Lord Brahma. And he says, Brahmaji, help me, help me, help me. Sudarshan Chakra. And Brahmaji bows down and says, sorry, Rishivar, I cannot do anything. And then he suggests that why don't you go to the one who actually released the Sudarshan Chakra? He can stop it. So then he goes, he is so fast. He manages to go to the upper region, in the Vaikuntha region, and he starts, falling at the feet of Narayana and says, Narayana, please forgive me. The Sudarshan Chakra almost came to his neck, right there. And he says, and it is waiting to chop off his neck. But because Lord Narayana has his glance on Durvasa Muni, Sudarshan Chakra could not chop his head off at that minute. So at that time that he says that, I cannot do anything. Sudarshan Chakra is already left. And I am actually dependent on my devotee. Now, if you want the Sudarshan to stop, because the Sudarshan is not even going to listen to me anymore. Yes, if you want it to stop, go back to the devotee who you offended, who you committed an aparadh towards. And when you go to him and if he forgives you, Sudarshan will stop automatically. We have to remember, everything in the spiritual world is a personality. So Sri Sudarshan Chakra is a personality. Like when we see take darshan of the wonderful deities of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Devi, there is the deity of Sudarshan Chakra. First, we should take the darshan of Sudarshan. Sudarshan. Darshan means to have the auspicious viewing of the Lord. Su means auspicious. And the Sudarshan grants us those special eyes. So first we should pray to Sudarshan so that we can have the proper darshan of Baldev Prabhu, of Subhadra Devi, and of Lord Jagannath. That is why even in the Lord Jagannath's temple, first all the offerings, or even the bhoga, is first offered to Sudarshan Chakra. Then it goes to Baldev Prabhu. Then it goes to Subhadra Devi. And then Lord Jagannath partakes of that bhoga. Until and unless his own associates have not taken it. This is the beauty and the love that Lord Jagannath expresses. So aprad. So there is a nice line there. Hari sthane aprade tare hari naam toma sthane aprade nahi paritran. Narottam Das Thakur says in one of his bhajans, "Ei bar karuna karo Vaishnav Gosai, patita pavan toma vina keho nahi." Please have mercy on me. Ei bar karuna karo Vaishnav Gosai. Please have mercy on me. Patita pavan toma vina keho nahi. There's nobody as merciful as you. And in that one stanza comes, Hari sthane aprade tari hari naam. If one commits an offense against Hari, against the Supreme Lord, the holy name will certainly nullify it. It will counteract it. Like the Hari sthane aprade tare hari naam. Toma sthane aprade nahi paritran. If one commits an offense against a pure Vaishnava, there is no recourse unless and until that Vaishnava forgives. But naturally, Vaishnavas are so kind; they're always forgiving. Therefore, they get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Like Nityanand Prabhu's mercy saved Jaga and Madai. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ready to cut their heads off. But because Nityanand Prabhu pleaded and forgive them, Mahaprabhu forgave them. Mahaprabhu accepted them. Dina hina jatachino harinaveta. So aprad. And in aprad category, we have to be in this. Aprad is number 3, third category of anartha. In aprad category, there are different types of aprads. There is nam aprad, there is seva aprad, there is Vaishnava aprad, there is dham aprad, and there is jiva aprad. I will repeat it. There is nam aprad, offense to the holy name, number 1. Number 2, seva aprad, offense to the service of the Supreme Lord, the seva. Number 3, Vaishnava aprad, the offense to the Vaishnavas. Number 4, dham aprad, offense to the holy places or the dham. And number 5, jiva aprad, committing offenses towards the different souls, to the different jivas. This is category number 3. We have to be very, very careful. And again, in each of these apradhas, there is subcategories. Nam aprad consists of 10 different apradhas. Number 1 aprad in nam aprad is that when one is chanting the holy names, one should not commit offenses against Vaishnavas who are propagating the holy name. Number 2, considering the name of Lord Krishna or Vishnu or any expansions of Lord Krishna or Narayana to be equal to all the demigods. So to consider Lord Ganesh or Durga Mata or Lord Shiva or so many different Devi Devatas equal to Sri Krishna is an offense. It's a nam aprad. Nam aprad number 3. Nam aprad number 3 is to disobey the order of the spiritual master. Now, nam aprad number 4 is to blaspheme the Vedic literatures. People sometimes casually say, "Arey Baba, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? Somebody wrote it, somebody, and then they start, blaspheming the Bhagavad Gita. And sometimes we see that in Bollywood movies, they make fun of the holy scripture like this. So that is blasphemy. That is a nam aprad. Then nam aprad number 5 is when we give some mundane interpretation to the holy name, thinking, oh, the holy name means this or the holy names means that, when we are concocting the meanings of the holy name. That is also an aprad. Nam aprad number 6, to not only to give mundane interpretation, but also one considers the holy name by by exaggerating the glory of the holy name. That is also a nam aprad. When we actually exaggerate that, nam aprad, this is too much exaggeration. By chanting the holy name, we will get Krishna prema, we will get obtain Krishna. That is also an offense. Nam aprad number 7 is when chanting the holy names, on the strength of chanting the holy name, nama balasya papa, when we commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. So some people will say, great, that you sadhus are saying that when we chant the holy name, eradicate all the sins. So I will continue to commit sins, and I will continue to chant the holy names. So I can, and like that, when somebody does that with that consciousness, the holy name is Sri Krishna. Holy name is Sri Krishna. Krishna is not a foe. So when one continues to chant the holy name and purposely commits sinful activities, then that is also an offense towards the holy name. Offense number 8 to the holy name. Offense number 8 is when we consider the holy name like the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare, or any names of Sri Krishna, Govinda, etc., equal to the names or the mantras in the Karma Kanda Shastras. Yes, so there are so many different Shastras in Karma Kanda that there are so many mantras to obtain material benefit. So one thing that, I can equate that, I can chant the Mahamantra and it's the same, to kind of, get the same material benefit, then that is a huge offense. It is like in Hindi, it says, Kaha Raja, what is that word? Kaha Gangu Teli and Kaha Raja Bhoj. Where is that great king Bhoja, and where is that oil extractor Gangu Teli? Some Shudra, some very low class man, and you are comparing him to the great king. So the holy name is the great king. And all those mantras in the Karma Kand are considered Nimna. They are ordinary, just for ordinary things, Chapala Sukha, just for flickering happiness. So that is an offense. That is an offense that is committed. That is Namaprad number 8. Namaprad number 9. To preach the glories of the holy name to unfaithful persons. Yes, Rupa Goswami has explained all these a part of these anarthas under Namaprad. That when we push somebody to take to Krishna consciousness, or we push somebody with a Bhagavad Gita or a book, some people are so overzealous or so enthusiastic that they forget that they are becoming fanatics. And when they do that, we have literally seen people blaspheme. We have seen that some Christians, but in downtown, sometimes some of these persons stand with the Bible and they have a little microphone in their hand. And sometimes they're singing hymns with the guitar, and sometimes they're preaching. So they say that one who does not believe in Jesus Christ will go to hell. And they scream like that, and they actually, they also read out some verses from the Bible and things like that. And then I've seen so many people who cross by and they use the dirty words against them. And they actually even say, the derogatory word for Jesus Christ. And they say, you and your Jesus Christ, you will go to hell. Things like that they will say. And even much more dirtier words they will use so the reason is because of their fanaticism of the preacher. And therefore, even sometimes, we see that certain devotees, they are so pushy in pushing books on somebody, on Prabhupada's books. It should not be done. Some of the most seasoned devotees will tell you, you get to present it. And if they are willing to hear you, you give them. If not, don't force it on them. A few years ago, I saw somebody, forced a book on somebody, and that person, just to get rid of that devotee, gave him $10. He took it, took the book, and he hardly walked 5 steps and threw the book in Bhagavad Gita in the dumpster. That was so heartbreaking. I saw it with my own eyes. And I was saying, what a stupid person this is. Whoever is training you is not training you right. This is not how you... And that is why Namaprad number 9. Especially those who are interested in book distribution, please hear to this. Please equate this to Namaprad number 9, which our Acharya says. Everybody has a capacity, and you have to be intelligent in how to give them Krishna consciousness. You may have a friend or a colleague, who might be a Christian or following a different faith. If you want to really, really care for them, then you don't start preaching them from Bhagavad Gita shlokas or Srimad Bhagavatam and start telling them that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and this and that. That kind of philosophy is not going to work. You can inject them with sharing an apple or a banana. Hey, John, this is for you, I have an extra one. But that is prasadam. You know that you've offered it to your deities at home. And that way the Bhakti Lata Beej will go in their hearts. You become a good friend. And then sometimes they will ask you that, hey, you wear a tilak or you wear some traditional clothes. What is this? That's interesting. When they ask you, that's when you can start preaching. That's when you can tell them the concept of Sri Krishna. Krishna means the all attractive. The good Lord is all attractive. The Bible says that. The Quran says that. All the different faiths, no matter what, they all, talk about the greatness of God. And one of the most ancient languages, in this creation, perhaps, you may have heard, I'm sure you have, and if you have not, nowadays everything is accessible on Google. Just Google the word Sanskrit. It is even more ancient than the most ancient languages where the original Bible was written, in Coptic or Armenia. These are the languages when the Bible was written. Oh, really? Oh, I heard that Armenic, sorry, not Armenia. Armenic was very old, but there's something older than the Armenic, something older than Latin. Oh, yes, my dear friend. And Krishna is a combination of two words. Krish means attractive, and all means all. So one who attracts all. Does not God attract all? Oh, yeah, man, I like that. That's how you approach. If you have to be a preacher, first we have to, that was Jivan. Mahaprabhu said, Jivan sarthak kari karo paropkar. Please make your life sublime, and then, but don't be fanatical. And Namaprad number 9 very clearly says, do not preach, to those persons who do not have faith. That's also an offense. And the 10th offense in the holy name is, in spite of chanting the holy names, to be attracted to material things. That is also an offense. I want you, Krishna, but I also want that Lamborghini. I want you, Krishna, but I also want the $2 million house. I want you, Krishna, but I also want to, get this and that and all this long Santa Claus list of material things. So that is an offense. So like this is that's how I described the third category, under which there was Nam Aparad, Seva Aparad, Dham Aparad, Jiva Aparad, and these 5 different aparad categories. And then the final one, or the fourth category of anartha, is Hruday Durbalya. Hruday means the heart, and Durbalya means the weakness. The weakness of the heart, it is categorized. So the holy name, when we chant the holy name, it helps eradicate all these anarthas. What are the 4 different weaknesses of the heart? First one is Tuchcha Asakti. Tuchcha means, it's also in Hindi and in other languages, Tuchcha means something that is insignificant. Tuchcha, we have asakti or attachment to insignificant stuff. Insignificant stuff that attracts us. Nandanandan Sri Krishna does not attract us. The holy name doesn't attract us. The Hari Katha does not attract us. Tuchcha Asakti. Frivolous things we are attracted to. Then Kutaniti. That's a big one. Duplicity. Duplicious. We are duplicious. We say something, we mean something. We say something, we mean something. Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. And internally we are thinking, what a rascal this person is. Like this. So that is Kutaniti. Kutaniti is a big anartha within the Hruday Durbalya. Saying something, sometimes when we have to speak the honest truth, we will not do it. We will try to sugarcoat it just to make it sound good to the other person, just because that person has a position in the society or in a certain place, so that it is politically right. That is Kutaniti. That is called Kutaniti. And then the third one, that's also a big one, Matsarya, jealousy, envy. We see that in our own experience, even within the devotee community. What to talk about outside? Outside, all these things are there fully, but even here, just because somebody is trying to do a wonderful seva, people get envious. Somebody is singing so nicely. Don't give that person a chance. Keep them off the list, because that person never does any duplicity. He doesn't, what do you call? Put me on a pedestal. I am such and such. I have such powers, in the temple or wherever, in the society. So, we should not give him a chance. But, you do the seva. Like that. People who have power, they misuse it. Even for devotional purposes. Matsarya. Yeah. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam, we explain that. In the second verse, we took what? How many? 5 sessions explaining the second verse. Dharma projita kaitavatro parmo nirmatsaranam satam. Nirmatsaranam satam. Same thing here. Matsarya. Nirmatsar and Matsarya is the same thing. Those devotees who are beyond jealousy, beyond Matsarya, they are the actual qualification of qualifiers of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam, when we have that proper attitude, will eradicate these anarthas, just like the holy name. Srimad Bhagavatam is Sri Krishna. The holy name is Sri Krishna. And then the fourth one in the Hriday Durbalyam category is Pratishtha. Pratishtha means a self-aggrandizement. It is on a very subtle level. We all need manpan. We want respect for ourselves, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in the third verse. When we come to that, where Mahaprabhu says, Trinadavi Sunichana Taro Iva Saishnama Manena Manadena Kirtanya Sudai or Manena Manadena Kirtana. But here we are always, that Pratishtha is there. That they invited this person for the program, but they never invited me. They invited him to speak, but they never invited me. They invited this person, they invited that person. That Pratishtha. Kamini, Kanchan, Pratishtha, they are very difficult. They are on a subtle level. They are on the level that we cannot see. Kamini is gross, meaning opposite sex, but many sadhus can give that up. Kanchan is also gross, meaning wealth. They are not attracted to wealth. Many sadhus are beyond that. But Pratishtha, very hard. Like Durvasa Muni, very hard for him. How dare Amrish Maharaj start eating without me? How dare? I am such a big Siddha Yogi, Siddha Rishi. I have X amount of 10,000 disciples. And this Amrish Raja, he started eating without me being present. That is Pratishtha. So it is there in all of us. All these qualities there, some of us like a little mustard seed, some like a little tennis ball, some like a big, huge football. But it is there. It is there, and that is the reason. So these are the 4 different major categories of anarthas that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first recommends. Cheto Darpana Marjana. Marjana means to cleanse. Marjana in Sanskrit means to clean. Cheto Darpana Marjana. To cleanse that. And that cleansing starts with the holy name. And that cleansing means eradicating these anarthas, the illusions, the different asat trishna, the different, what you call the untruthful hankerings of bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kam, the apradhas, nam aprad, dham aprad, seva aprad, hari aprad, jiva aprad. And then Hriday Durbalyam, number 4, which has the 4 subcategories, which we just explained, that Kutaniti, Pratishtha, etc. Matsarya, jealousy, Tucha Sakti, getting attached to all frivolous things, attachment to that. So these are the 4 major anarthas with their respective subcategories. That the holy name of Sri Krishna is so powerful that it can eradicate those Cheto Darpana Marjana. And once that happens, Bhava means Bhava Mahadava Agni. This Mahadava is, Davanal is this forest fire. Agni Nirvapana. It will extinguish that fire, forest fire. Because once when this negative engagement stop of these anarthas, the positive engagement will be start. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitarnam Vidya Vadu Jivanam Ananda Mudi Vardhanam Pratipada Purna Mruta Swadanam Sarvatma Snapannam Param Vijete Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So I will continue this next time on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Next Sunday is the actual Gaur Purnima day. So we will make this as an offering to him, just like how we offer Mother Ganga or Jamnaji. When we are doing worship of Ganga or Jamna, we offer their own water. We take the water and we pour it back into the Ganga and Jamna by offering obeisances. Similarly, um, it will be our good fortune in this Bhaktivedanta Bhagavad group to offer Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his appearance day next Sunday, whatever we can, the few little drops of his own nectar to Mahaprabhu. So there is fasting till moonrise, not to sunrise. So please make a note, devotees. It would be nice, and Ekadashi Prasadam only. Please note that Mahaprabhu is Sri Krishna, Nandan Nandan, fasting till moonrise. So if one people cannot, best thing is to Nirjal fast. If one is doing Nirjala fast, one can break it when the moon rises. And you can look up the time on Google for the moonrise on 28th of March, Sunday. It will tell you the exact time wherever you are located, whether you are on the East Coast or the West Coast or Central time zone, whichever time zone you are in. It is advisable to do that. And also, if you are not able to do Nirjal, that is also okay. Then please take fruits, water. Even if not that, take Ekadashi Prasad if you have to. But do not eat any grains, regardless, even after the moonrise. Please, this is my request. It is a sadhana. This is to please Mahaprabhu. Madhav Titi Bhakti Janani Jatone Palana Kuri. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that these are all Madhav Titis. Madhav Titi Bhakti Janani. Bhakti Janani means the mother of devotion. So all these Ekadashi, the appearances of the Supreme Lord, Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Ramnavami, etc., they are known as Madhav Titis. Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kuri. With great endeavor, I will follow these the fasting days. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And I feel that this is going to continue quite a bit, since you all have got me started on this Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, on the external concept, and then once we go dive into the internal concept of Mahaprabhu, this is the first time actually I'm going into such details. I've done a seminar several years ago, which took me about 3.5 hours in one sitting. But that was also all fast, the 3.5 hours. But in Bhaktivedanta Bhagavad, we will do Aswadan. Pratipada Purna Amrit Swadan. We'll try our best based on whatever this servant can impart. So first we will still dive into the external, and then once we are done in the external part, we will dive into the internal of each verse. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Patita Pavan Nitai Gaur Sundar ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So now I request Anup Prabhu, please, you may go ahead and, I know it's a little late, but we have a very special month, so go ahead and open up the microphone, and if there's anybody who has any reflections or any questions, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everybody. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and all Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. We are, this is the third week we are discussing about the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this auspicious month of Gaur Purnima. Prabhuji, it's an excellent lecture. Thank you very much. As usual, there was so many things you discussed today. So we are just into the first verse of Shikshashtakam, and we will continue with that in the next few weeks probably. In the first verse, the Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Maha Dabagni Nirbapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Bitaram Vidya Badu Jivanam. So we are almost half of this verse, which means our mind is there is dust accumulated on our mind and heart. And those dust are because of the different type of anarthas. There are 4 types of anarthas, Prabhuji explained. And to eradicate all those, to take out all those, what we have to do is explained in this verse. Also, it says like there is the fire of conditional life that is attached to us. What is that? That is um, basically different type of kleshas, the adhyatmic, adibhautik and adidaivik kleshas. So ignorance is kind of bliss. So if we don't know it, then we are similar to animal, like eating, mating, sleeping, and defending is only things we do. So to eradicate these kleshas and to take out the dust of different type of anarthas, we have to have sankirtan, japa of Maha Mantra. So in different yugas, we have different means to attain the spirituality or attain Vrindavan. In Satya Yuga, like meditation. In Tretaya Yajna, Dwapara is temple puja. But in Kali Yuga, we have the option to take the Maha Mantra or Sankirtan to attain to the spirituality or reach the Golok Vrindavan. So that's we'll continue with this discussion further in next few weeks. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining today's session. It was an excellent session. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, again. Next, there is a couple of announcements. Next Wednesday, March 24th, is fasting for Amlaki Brata Ekadasi. So please fast from beans and grains. And next day, 25th March, is the break the fast is on from 7:11 a.m. to 11:19 a.m. Also, March 25th is the disappearance day of Sri Madhavendra Puriji. So with this, I'd like to rest. Thank you very much. Have a good night. And if you have any reflections or questions, you can unmute yourself and ask to Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Anybody has any reflections or any questions or any corrections? If you please feel free. Hare Krishna, Pidambar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Danvat Pranam, Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Beautiful, Prabhu. I was listening to every word spoken, but Prabhu, sometimes when I think it is so unfortunate in this Kali Yuga that people don't understand the nectar presented. They don't try to see where is the nectar, where is the original tattva. You said tattva. And then they are after the banners, and they are after the things, and then they reject, and then they lots of things. It's Kali Yuga, right, Prabhu? So it's so unfortunate that something which is very relishing, which is very basic, this is you are explaining in such a depth, and I can see that every word you speak is based on the Shastras or some Acharyas interpret, Vishwachakra Thakur or anything, or our Guru Maharaj. So this is the real nectar, which in my opinion one must relish. And if one is not able to relish or not able to listen or not able to join despite being invited, then it is Kali Yuga. That is the Kali Yuga, that's a symptom. So that is one thing I was reflecting upon. Another thing,
I agree with you. Today, there were some very harsh comments somebody had presented in another group about just a humble attempt to, what you just said, that, trying to just, share Harikatha with people, and we are inviting. And they felt, just a couple people, they just, protested, saying that how they can do that and this, that. And I'm just, my wife and I were thinking, what is this? This is really Kali Yuga, This is also, this is happening from our own people, and I was so, I just apologized. I posted a message that if
I saw that.
what further can I say? Either, they are And one thing that this is something that I want to, what they're saying is that you cannot, kind of, solicit people on WhatsApp like this. So then the thing came to my mind. Uh, I just discussed that with my wife, and you all, the intimate group of people, it's also being recorded. I'm not worried where it goes, because the truth is coming out of my heart. It is not meant for arguing or anything. Then how about this? When the devotees are going out and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, which is the wonderful seva, then are we not approaching the people on the street or at the airport, approaching the people on the sidewalk or in the apartment buildings without knowing them, ringing the bell, unsolicited? Aren't we just saying that, please take this Bhagavad Gita, take this? So what is the difference here? This is, we are using the multimedia, and I can understand if this was coming from some person who is not associated with any spiritual group. This came right directly from, one of our own people, in the movement. And that made me very sad, upset, both, mixture of both. But, what to do? Like you said, there's, if one can distribute books and stop people and talk to them, ask them to take Bhagavad Gita, so what is wrong? That person can say no and you move on. So similarly, you can invite 5 million people. Those who want to come, they will come. Those who don't want to come, they will not come. Those who want to leave, they will leave. But to make it, this went to the ISKCON leaders group, this whole conversation. And then I had to explain to some of the leaders, what happened. And they said that, okay, whatever, at first, we were banned, we were branded in one of the conversations that one of the persons who is our sevak, Pankit Prabhu, he has got the picture of Srinathji, and he is trying to solicit and trying to get mining information and wooing the new devotees, trying to spread some other sampradaya. Whoever made this statement, they don't even know that Srinathji is the deity of Madhavendra Puri Pad. Madhavendra Puri Pad is the Param Gurudev of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srinathji first appeared to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So this is what small things like, it is called Tuchcha Asakti, it is called Matsarya, and it is also called Kutaniti. But I cannot help it. People have that, even Krishna cannot help it. Everybody has got minded independence. They want to use it the way they want to use it. So what to do? So I want to thank each one of you all in this Bhaktivedanta Bhagavad group who have understood the purpose of the group. I had to even write that we are not asking for any donations, no money. We don't have any personal agenda that I am a real estate agent or I am selling this or I am selling that. A lot of these people on the WhatsApp group, they're doing that. They're sending their personal, I'm an insurance agent, special is going on, using the devotees database for all those things. But this is Kali Yuga, as you said. So today was a little sad moment for me, deeply. I was a little bit delayed today because of that, because there was a little bit of disturbance going on. And I was trying to compose myself before the katha started, because of this such unheard, expectations from devotees. I really feel horrible, that we have to deal with such people. But you know what? Krishna will give us the strength. Anytime, we excel, there's always somebody who's going to, not like us. That is Kali Yuga. But that's okay, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. We will continue our Krishna Sankirtanam. Bhaktivedanta Bhagavad group is for that. So, thank you, Pidambar Prabhu, for honestly, I didn't want to bring this up, but I know you because you read that message, I know you are clearly indicating the cause of this. But Hare Krishna. But anyways, does anybody have anything to contribute or say about Mahaprabhu, offering to Mahaprabhu, about something what we learned today about
I was coming to the point of this Cheto Darpana Marjana Prabhu, that anarthas, the way you described in depth, it is really noteworthy. It is really worth digesting and absorbing in the anarthas. And Prabhu, we are not, because of the Kali's this thing effect, we are not able to come out of anarthas. Okay, we have got Ado Shraddha, that's why we got Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha led us to Bhajana Kriya, which we are doing, whichever way we can. And Bhajana Kriya is the next step, that we should have anartha nivritti. Prabhu, what my analysis is, we are all, at least I'm stuck in that anartha nivritti stage.
We are all, like I said, we are
Yeah.
all in there. But we have to make that sincere attempt once we start
Yes.
doing. Most of us don't even know what those anarthas are.
So anartha nivritti is a very big step to overcome, and it is so difficult because cheto darpana marjanam is cleaning. That cleaning abhideya, no process, like sambandha is okay, but abhideya, so we are in that process to achieve what? To achieve the goal,
The prayojan.
Prayojan. So that anartha nivritti stage, we are not able to overcome because of many reasons. Either our chanting is faulty, of course, we commit many aparadhas during chanting.
Then offensive. Somewhere we are doing something wrong.
For sure, Prabhu, for sure. Number two is the effect of Kali Yuga, lots of things happening around us. Number three is the three modes of material nature constantly working on us, constantly working on us. So all these things combined, Prabhu, how much difficult a task is for a sadhaka who is doing sadhana sincerely within his or her abilities to overcome that anartha stage. That's what, at that point, I wanted to make it out to you, Prabhu.
No, thank you, Prabhuji. And we need it. But if we keep on hearing it and that awareness is there, then we will be cautious.
That's right.
Otherwise, we will just take this thing as normal. Last 20 years we are chanting, 30 years some of us we are chanting, but then where is it? It is like a boat anchored. Our boat is not moving, only moving maybe a few feet, the size of the rope. But we have to cross this entire material ocean. How will we do it if we have these anarthas?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And the whole idea of going into these details is so that we can inspire each other, so that we can chant the holy names properly. That is the inspiration. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is starting with. And it is so deep, it is such a deep ocean. Like I probably think that this can go so deep. I have just probably taken a little bindu of the Sindhu. And that itself you all will realize, those who are the regular attendees, that how much more what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We are going to get a very little glimpse. And once we get a little glimpse, we will be hankering, hopefully.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vidyapan Prabhu.
Very nice. Hare Krishna.
All glory.
Appreciate you, Prabhu. Appreciate you. Hare
All
Krishna.
glory to Shri Prabhupada. Hari Bol. Is there anybody else who would like to express?
Prabhu, this brings up a point. Haribol Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam.
Who is this? Hare Krishna.
This is Prem Sharwar.
Hare Krishna, Prem Sarvar Prabhu.
This brings up the point what we just read, right? Tnadapi sunichana tarudapi saisnana mani namanadena kirtaniya sudari. That means even if 100 people come back to me and throw mud at me, I'm not expecting any respect.
Correct.
That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us.
Very
So
true.
nothing should bother us. Nothing should bother us if we are true to Krishna consciousness.
Yes, very true, Prabhu. Very true. But it bothers in the sense, like we are part of the family. And when somebody in the family, behaves in an erratic way, then it definitely, I've not reached that stage personally. So, I am affected too. And the goal is not to be. So
Yeah, me too.
That's the goal of the
Yeah,
satsang.
understood.
When we have such satsangs, we inspire each other. So once I started speaking Harikatha, I was fine. That is the power of Harikatha. That is the power of association. That is the power of chanting. And that's what we need to do, Kirtanya Sadahari.
Yes, Prabhu, I'm with you.
So, So, thank you, Prem Saror Prabhu.
Dhanavad.
Jai Shri Prabhupada, Dandavad Pranams. Is there anybody else? If not, then we will wind up here. Always think of Krishna. Stay protected.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Gopal Prabhu. How are you?
Dandavad Pranam, Prabhuji.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
I was just while listening to the last part of conversation, like I just a sloka come to my mind, that Bhagavad Gita sloka, that Sitoshna Sukha Dukkhesu Tatha Manapa Manayoho
Yes.
Samasatro cha mitre cha, like so that. So
Yes.
so Prabhuji, everything going for higher goal. So nothing worry about it. Like we, the world knows. Like whoever supposed to know, they know. Like that what's going on. So Prabhuji, like this happened and this will happen in this world. So, but thank you, Prabhuji, for helping us to like reaching the higher goal, to going through the right path. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gopal Jashipur. Thank you for the encouraging words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, there's so many things, like, these slokas are there, everything is there. Slowly and surely, we need to digest them and put it to work. And that can happen only through proper association. And your words were very encouraging. Prem Saror words were encouraging. Pitambar Prabhu, your words were encouraging. So I appreciate. And you all have seen genuinely what is happening in this group. So I'm not worried. I have to be worried if I'm doing something wrong.
No, Prabhu. Never think about it. You are on the right path, and you are guiding us to the right path. So thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Gopal Prabhu. Thank you. So again, my thanks to Asim Prabhu, Anup Prabhu, and Pankit Prabhu for the wonderful work that happens in the background, assisting and in all the ways. So and to all of you, thank you so much for your association. All glory to Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.